Alright, so this is kind of a breakdown. Yeah, it looks like chicken scratch, but it's a breakdown of why I'm using the Sabrent drives for this particular experiment over some other more popular drives. Okay, first of all, I'm not going to get Gen 4 speeds. That's right off the bat. So we're looking at the Gen 3 speeds, which is this one. And you'll see that Samsung, this is a Gen 3 drive, at least that's how it was advertised. And they're advertising their sequential read and write speeds. So they are a little bit faster. And they are a little bit cheaper. As a matter of fact, they are $10 cheaper. However, this is why I'm using it right here. Look at that endurance. This is a consumer drive. That's pretty high endurance, especially for the price. Look at this. This is on Samsung's site. This is how they advertise it. This is how Sabrent advertises their stuff. So that's why I'm using these over something else. And there are other drives. There's Gen 4 drives. There's stuff that's more fast. Stuff that's faster, right? And I do have like one of those Intel P4500 U.2 super high endurance data center drives. I do have one of those. But it's, it's got a lot of hours on it. And right now I'm just trying to figure out alternatives that are not going to be totally expensive. You look at it like this, either way you go, all right, look at the price per terabyte, okay? You were to stripe this, you would have 4 terabytes, right? And if you did a RAID 0, it'd actually make this number would mean more to you, because either way you go, if you're striping it across, you're actually writing a lot less to each drive. You're just spreading it out across the drives. So it's, if you're looking for performance, you'll get some pretty good performance out of it, and you're not going to be burning these drives up. I know there was a lot of hype when, let's say, Chia first came out, about people just burning up all these SSDs, and they probably were, especially if they were using cheap SSDs, but also if they weren't properly setting up a RAID 0 across multiple drives and spreading the burden out across multiple drives. And for the record, I have yet to burn out a drive, and I've replotted multiple times. Some of it with the enterprise drive, none of it with these NVMEs yet. But I've also used the really cheap Crucial MX500 series 1 terabyte drive. In fact, that was my first drive I used for SSD writing. And I'm still using that drive. It still works. So, yeah, you can burn out SSDs, but as you will see, it's going to be, the likelihood is not going to be as high if you're setting it up in this way. Hello again. So, I guess this can be the video for the bifurcation RAID thing, yada yada. Basically using that Asus M.2 card, 4 NVMe card. Cannot find the words. Anyway. So I kind of already set it up, but I'll just kind of walk you through some command lines, and maybe I'll link in this video the exact video I used to actually help me out with this. It's an older video, but it's very helpful. And the individual who made it has been very helpful to me in a lot of the stuff I've done. Anyway, moving on. So I got this cleared screen, so you can't see all the commands I used, but you can see that I'm using Proxmox, and I use it quite a bit. For whatever reason, I can't get this server to install Ubuntu bare metal, but it works fine in Proxmox. Virtualized, I don't know why, but it's enough to do what I need to do anyway. So let's scroll through here and kind of go through what my process was. Well, first thing I can do is this. So I go LSBLK, like a list block. Anyway, it's kind of dark in here, so my phone is having a fit trying to focus. And yeah, if I was set up a little better, it'd probably be all right. But yeah, do that. Okay, so we can see that got a bunch of crap up here, but one of them is an SSD I have in one of my drive bays on the new server. And what I also have are 1, 2, 3, 4 NVMEs. These are the Sabrent Rocket NVMEs. Okay, so I can go a little bit further with that. That was a clear command. So okay, so I know what they are. You got to know what they are, because if you don't, you're going to be messing some stuff up. So make sure you know. Okay. Oh, one way to know. So they don't really. I don't think they show up in here. So this is actually the main VM. This controls everything. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't show up in here, but you'll notice all the drives that are currently available to this VM show up in here. So the command to do that is not that. That's the one. Okay. So that's the one. This one here. We'll list it. ls-l dev device disk by ID. So there is a folder on here that shows a disk by ID. It shows all this stuff in there. Okay. That's kind of how it organizes things. All right. And then, just for reference, if you ever want to pass something through, like for instance one of these, you don't want to pass through the main drive, but you may want to pass through one of these. These aren't spoken for. Well, they are now. This one on top is. So what you do there, and I'm kind of getting off track here, but that's important. Yeah. So if you want to pass it through, QM set, and then go through the steps. Actually, it's right there. I'm dumb. Yeah, the command was already up there. But you can see that once you execute that command, it'll return this value, update VM, okay, and that tells you that it's been passed through to another system. But anyway, don't have to worry about that. So let's see. Yep. Okay, so back to this. So sudo make fs butterfs. Okay, that tells you all the stuff you need to know. And what that does is it sets it up in RAID 0, and I set all 4 drives up in RAID 0. Okay, so that's how you set it up. And in the next segment, we may see some results as to why I'm doing this. So this is what I'm doing. Yeah. So I'm using this array to plot GIA. And there's a nifty little program called Glances that I was turned on to. Kind of looks at all the I/O. And specifically this, you notice, writes to all 4 at the same time because it's in RAID 0 striped. And then SDA right here. That's the drive I'm writing to. So yeah, so it's more of an experiment than anything else. Just trying to find ways to do this without having to use an enterprise drive. Basically just trying to get the best times I can without using an enterprise drive and without using a stupid amount of RAM. And this is using the newer, let's like the newer Blade bit. This is still in, I think it's still in beta. So that's the command I use to execute it. Just run it. My temp directory is RAID 0. That's the NVMe thing. And mount plots, that's SSD that I have mounted on the system as well. I don't have any spare spinners to plot to. So yeah, that's what I'm dealing with right now. But yeah, we're in beta 1, so it may change, or hopefully it'll improve once the official release comes out. And yeah, we'll see what happens after that. Maybe I'll do another video. Anyway, this guy right here, that's the guy I follow for almost all of this. Almost exclusively. There's one or two other guys I may consider following on this, but that's the guy. And I will try to link to, in this video, to videos I've used of his to help me out with this. He's been very, very helpful for me and the entire community. Anyway, yeah, so I farm chia. I farm chia for two reasons. One is I want to make money. It's not making me much. I mean, I'm not trying to be a millionaire off it. That'd be nice, but it's also a carrot on the end of the stick. It keeps me interested in this kind of technology, and I can use this for all kinds of stuff. And there will be other videos that aren't chia related or any kind of crypto related, because I plan on doing much more with this home lab than just crypto. Anyway, the next segment will have the finalized plot time. I'm not going to let you make you wait the whole time. So, next segment. Okay, so it's officially done plotting. It's still writing. And I think I said I was writing to SDA. That would be dumb because SDB is the drive I'm writing to. SDA would be the drive I'm working off of. But yeah, it took 10.19 minutes. Okay, that's to complete the plot. And now part of that, and it's based on how this program works. If you see waiting for Parks buffer to become available, I believe that is the place that it basically temporarily puts the temp file. So in this case, it is using the destination drive as the Parks buffer. When I listed this drive, let me see. It's writing to it now, so it's probably not going to make that much of a difference. But if I go, oh, I closed it because I'm a dum-dum. Wait, no, I didn't. I didn't close it. Did I close that? I did. Okay, well, it doesn't matter. On here, yeah, I can't do anything with that. I'll close this because that's irrelevant now. I bet I'll find it. There it is. So if I look at here, okay, when I listed this before it was done plotting, this is what I found. I found the first plot I created. You didn't think I'd do this ragtag video without some rehearsal, right? Okay, that's the first plot I created. That was the one. This is the one I was creating when I was showing you. And that temp file there, that's ancient history now. That temp file there is what I believe would be the Parks buffer. Let me try something. Let's see what happens here. Yep, see, it changed to plot. So it's done, actually done writing. Oh, and it turns out, if I go to this screen, yep, it is done writing. And it wrote the plot in 128.6776 seconds, and that's because it's writing to an SSD. I did that in an effort to try to see if I can get a more realistic time for how long it actually takes to create the plot, because it lumps in writing to the destination drive as the park buffer as the time it takes to create the plot. So it would probably be best if I had like another SSD that was a little bit faster, or maybe I could bring in maybe the other SSD I have on the system, the other non-NVMe one, probably this one here. This one here, if I brought that in and stripe that as 0, yeah, that'd be nice, right? I have 2 RAID 0s on here. I'm an idiot, right? Oh god, data loss. It doesn't matter. It's just chia. I'm not worried about it. But it'd be good to see, because it's you know, this is all seeing how well I can set things up for performance. So that's the end of this video. Really not much else to do. So if there's anything else to add, I'll add it. Maybe it'll be a short, I don't know. Anyway, goodbye.